help eradicate poverty in the Philippines through social change, simultaneously enhancing the country's identity by creating career paths in classical music orchestral performance and redeveloping in arts and culture scene. Co-founded by First Philippine Holdings Chairman Federico R. Lopez and internationally renowned Filipino concert pianist Joviani Emanuel Cruz. Ang Misyon is a joint venture between FPH and the ABS-CBN Broadcasting Network. In 2012, Ang Misyon established the Orchestra of the Filipino Youth, or OFY, comprised of 58 scholars, handpicked from various ensembles that already exist and are spread throughout the Philippines. So far, these scholars hail from the outskirts of and within Metro Manila and provinces such as Aurora, Batangas, Bulacan, Cavite, Cebu, Davao, Isabela, Mindoro, Nueva Ecija, Rizal, and Samar. The flagship ensemble has performed in various venues and has gone on concert tours to Iloilo, Isabela, and Dumaguete, performing to capacity crowds under the baton of French-American Conductor and the Antal Durati International Conducting Competition winner Olivier Ochanine. Members of the OFY, who form smaller or chamber music ensembles, have also performed in New York, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., and Kuala Lumpur. Many foreign artists and luminaries have their mentored or have given rousing testimonials about these scholars. The most recent to do so are Ms. Jamie Bernstein, the daughter of the legendary artist Leonard Bernstein, Peter Winograd of the American String Quartet, and teaching artists as well as members of the New York Philharmonic. In 2016, Ang Misyon reached a milestone by being placed on the cover and featured in the book Playing for Their Lives, co-authored by Tricia Tunstall and Eric Booth, who happens to be present in tonight's performance. As one of the most significant El Sistema programs in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the Orchestra of the Filipino Youth, together for the first time performing with Ang Misyon's teaching artists and led by Associate Conductor Edwin Lumano. Many say Ludwig van Beethoven is the greatest classical music composer of all time. Some say he had broken the barriers of immortality with his music. And it is all because of his dark and desperate four-note theme of the first movement from the Fifth Symphony. This theme was a symbolic image of faith or death. Knocking on his door using the key of C minor, a very dark key, despite the dark exterior of much of his music, Beethoven's deep sentiments towards music can be summed up in his most notable quote: "Music is a higher revelation than all wisdom and philosophy. Music is the electrical soil in which the spirit lives, thinks, and invents. Recommend to your children virtues that alone can make them happy, not go." Ladies and gentlemen, Symphony Number 5 in C minor by Ludwig van Beethoven. Considered as one of the greatest composers in the history of classical music, Johannes Brahms has been equal to his German predecessors Johann Sebastian Bach and Ludwig van Beethoven. Although he lived most of his professional life in Vienna, Brahms was always firmly rooted in the purity of the Germanic compositional structures, styles, and techniques, while advancing them into high romanticism. The 21 Hungarian dances were originally written for one piano and four hands. Brahms later made orchestral arrangements for only 3 of them, including the first of the set, which will be performed shortly. Interestingly, these Hungarian dances were highly influential in the development of ragtime music. Ladies and gentlemen, Hungarian Dance Number 1 in G minor by Johannes Brahms.
This way. How many are you? How many are you? You're just 2. So you can just keep it out like that.
It is valuable to note that Brahms' Hungarian dances inspired Antonin Dvorak, Slavonic dances, which were also originally written for one piano and four hands. There are, however, many differences between the two sets of works. Whereas Brahms made use of actual Hungarian folk melodies, Dvorak only made use of the characteristic rhythms of Slavic folk music, and the melodies are entirely his own. Dvorak was a nationalist composer, having been born near Prague in the Czech Republic. A versatile musician, he learned how to play the violin, viola, piano, and the organ. Aside from becoming a major composer of the 19th century, his compositional output includes numerous operas, exemplary chamber music, and the most important of his works, the Symphony from the New World. Ladies and gentlemen, Slavonic Dance No. 1 in C major by Antonin Dvorak.
Good evening everyone. Ako po si Aliyah Suge, isang alumna ng LPU Manila. Ako po ay isang violinist. Ito po ang violin, ang pinakamaliit sa string family instruments. Ito po si Carl para tumugtog ng sample sa inyo. Thank you po.
Hello po, I'm Bea Manel Manawi. So, I'm a violist and this is the viola section. So, ito po ay viola, magkaiba po sa violin. Dahil yung violin maliit, ito yung viola, medyo malaki sa violin. And yung tuning niya is mababa kaysa sa violin. So, sample.
Good evening po. Ako po si Marlo and this is ito po yung double bass section and yun naman po yung cello section. So, yung double bass po yung pinakamalaking instrument dito sa orchestra and ito po yung sample ng cello. Thank you.
Good evening. Ako po si Military San Felipe. Ako po ang magpapalala ng woodwind section. Ang woodwind sections po ay binubuo ng flute. Narito po si Radiant para sa sample. Si Renzo po para sa clarinet. At sa oboe. Sa basun po si Renzo. Thank you po.
Good evening po sa lahat. My name is Briggs from Bulacan po, 14 years old and part of the brass section po. Yung instrument ko po ay yung tinatawag po na French horn. So yung example po ng French horn ay ito po. Yung brass section po ay binubuo po ng trumpets, trombones po, yung bass po, ay tuba rather. And ano po, yung horns po. At kami po yung brass section. Thank you po.
So once again, kapalan ko ulit ang mukha ko. Good evening everyone. I'm Kent Bran Capistrano from Cardona Rizal and I'm a member of OFY percussion section. The percussion consists of timpanis, bass drums, snare drums, cymbals, and auxiliaries like what I'm holding now, triangle. So one example is the triangle and I will show you how to play it. Thank you.
Edwin Lumanog is a musician, arranger, composer, and conductor from Guagua, Pampanga. At the age of 15, he made his first original composition, the Edlin Overture, named after his late brother. The following year, he delved into his deepest passion, conducting. In July 2016, he debuted as an orchestral conductor by leading the Orchestra of the Filipino Youth as their associate conductor on their first concert tour of Malaysia. Mr. Lumanog's arrangement of Philippine Airs Medley is so far the only arrangement for symphony orchestra of this very popular piece, normally arranged for symphonic bands, winds ensemble, and rondallas. It takes us on a journey through Philippine folk songs presented in various genres such as jazz, mariachi, swing, and classical. Here to perform his own work with the OFY is the composer of Philippine Airs Medley, Edwin Lumanog. Marquez is a living Mexican composer of orchestral music who uses musical forms and styles of his native Mexico and incorporates them into his compositions. The eldest of 9 children, Maestro Marquez is the only one who became a musician. His father was a mariachi musician while his grandfather was a folk musician, exposing the young Marquez to Mexican salon music. The majority of his compositions are danzons. Although the danzon originated in Cuba as their official musical genre in dance, it is substantially significant in Mexican folklore, especially in the Veracruz region. Danzon number 2 was popularized by Venezuela's Simon Bolivar Youth Orchestra and has become an anthem of many El Sistema-inspired orchestras all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, Danzon number 2 by Arturo Marquez. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause for the Orchestra of the Filipino youth, together with our Mission's teaching artists, led by Associate Conductor Edwin Lumano.